Cinnamon buns.
Excuse me.
I wish I had more serotonin in my brain, then maybe I'd feel less insane from time to time.
Welcome to Awkward Mammals. I'm Benton.
I'm Dakoda.
And today we're talking about dreams.
We can't use the music, so I just figured I'd beatbox it.
Sandman. So last week we interviewed Jake Long from Brightside, and this week we thought we'd just shake it up with dreams. So today's question of the day: what's the most terrifying or weird dream you've ever had? I can think of a few off the top of my head.
Same. I tend to have dreams more so the past couple years, but since I've been, I would say, like a junior in high school, I have a lot of dreams about natural disasters. And natural disasters scare me. Not so much earthquakes, but like tornadoes. And since I moved here, hurricanes now kind of terrify me. I used to have a recurring dream where I got struck by lightning. So now whenever there's lightning, I get very jumpy. So things like that.
Fair. I don't know. When I was a kid, I was chased by a werewolf in the forest, and it was like dark and late at night and stuff.
In a dream.
In a dream.
Okay.
Yeah, in a dream. No, last week. When I was in fourth grade, I had that dream. It was pretty scary at the time. I think other weird dreams or scary dreams I had came from scary movies or something like that. But or movies that I perceived to be scary at the time. But as far as weird dreams go, since high school, on and off, I've every once in a blue moon, maybe once every couple years or so, I have a pregnancy dream. Actually, no, I think I've only had 3 pregnancy dreams in my entire life.
Where you're pregnant?
I'm pregnant.
That's interesting.
For the record, for those listening,
he's not pregnant.
I'm not a woman.
Oh.
I may get pregnant.
If he does, you'll hear it here first. I promise.
We'll make history.
We are awkward mammals, so it could be like a seahorse
and a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pregnant. In a couple of dreams, let's see, in at least one dream, the baby was stillborn, and that was actually really sad. The dreams are more sad than anything else, because it's life and now it's gone.
Yeah. I don't know if you have ever had what dreams okay. There's 2 specifically that I'm like, what the heck? But I dream about my mom a lot, and so sometimes in my dream I know she's passed, and then sometimes. When you have just very realistic dreams where nothing's amiss, basically. And so I'll forget she's passed on. I'll wake up and be like, oh, crap, back to reality. And then the other one is it's like when you have we'll say romantic dream about someone that you've never thought of in that way. Yeah. And then it's like when you see them, you're like, awkward, but at the same time you're like, oh, hey, it's you. He took his glasses off.
What's up, sexy?
Want a public entertainer? Oh, you know what I mean.
I can't think of the last time I had a romantic dream. From HowSleepWorks.com, talks a little bit about the science of dreams and things like that. Dreams are images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that occur involuntarily in the mind during sleep. They can last from as little as a few seconds to as long as about 20 to 30 minutes. The average person has at least 3 to 5 dreams and often many more dreams a night. Dreams typically occupy a total of about 2 hours of a normal night's sleep. Unfortunately, no one has been able to come up with a way to record or visualize dreams, although some recent research is beginning to show promise in that area. So we must resort to the low-tech and rather unscientific solution of waking people and asking them whether they were dreaming and what about.
35 seconds or 20 minutes? Is that what it said?
Let's see. Yeah, as long as a few seconds to about 20 minutes.
Because I heard something my wife had read my wife reads, and I think it was like a year ago, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I saw this thing on blah 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 blah," and if there's no like legitimate link or organization behind whatever you read on Facebook, just take it with it like 10 pounds of salt, just so you know, because people make stuff up nowadays. But she said something to the effect of she had read that most, like every single dream you have, even though it can feel like a long time, in all actuality only lasts for like 2 to 3 seconds. That's what I've heard, but it's just your neurons maybe process it differently. I personally don't believe that. I think that's rubbish. I've had dreams that go well into the 45-minute mark, I know.
I mean, in a dream, it's a different set of reality. It's a different, it's a totally different framework. I mean, the logic and science used in Inception is based on what we have in real life. So, I mean, I've never personally experienced it. I don't disbelieve your 45-minute dream. I'm like, okay, interesting, because I just haven't heard that before. I feel, I can't remember. My dreams don't usually last long, for a long time. They usually just, it's like a fast forward on a VCR. Okay. It's like a narrative or a story.
Is it like a highlight reel? Like you remember the important, significant parts.
Yeah, sometimes when I have a superpower dream,
very nice. I have flying dreams, yeah.
I have flying dreams or other superpowers or something like that, and I know the dream is coming to a close when I can't use my powers anymore.
Interesting.
Every single time. I'm like, no! And then I wake up. Here's a interesting kind of thing. Let's see. Sexual fantasies can and do appear in dreams, but not to anything like the extent popularly thought. Some estimates are about between 8 to 10% and more common in young to mid-teens.
8 to 10% of dreams are
8% of
sexual fantasies.
That's correct.
Okay.
By some estimates, at least 40% and perhaps as much as 75% of normal dream content is negative in nature, although only a small minority of these would be characterized as nightmares. Whatever the subject matter, though, dreams are always egocentric, involving ourselves as a principal character.
Very true.
Despite this, we have no control over the storyline of a dream, and generally we are not even aware that we are dreaming, except in the case of lucid dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, this article goes on to say, for instance, blind people also dream, just like everyone else, but if they were born blind and have therefore never seen the world around them, I'm quoting the text, the visual aspect of dreams tends to be lost. Their dreams are largely made up of sounds, tactile sensations, and smells.
Really?
Sensations which are often very highly developed in blind people.
Interesting. Smell and tactile.
Because when I dream, I can't remember a single thing that I've ever smelled in a dream.
I don't think I've ever smelled anything in a dream, and if I did, I woke up and realized I needed to go.
It's usually things that
I had a smell mirror.
A night smell.
A sharp mare.
Night fart. Women fart in their sleep.
They do.
By the way.
I've stopped setting my alarm clock. Don't need it anymore.
But yeah, it's like, since I can... my sight's not perfect, but most of my dreams rely on sight. Or the things I remember are from sight. There's not a lot of, things that were said in dreams, or it's mostly just things I've seen.
Well, I think it's like your sight is the only sense that you're constantly focused on using.
Sure.
I'm looking at you, I'm making eye contact with you. If you're driving, you're focused on the road, blah, blah, blah. Whereas to where the others, it's like I would say of all your senses, your sensory stuff, I would say sight probably accounts for maybe a little more than half of that usage. Mm-hmm. So it would make sense that dreams... I don't know. My dreams are also very... there's a lot of music in my dreams. A lot of music.
Interesting.
I think that's just because I listen to music all the time. Who knows?
That's fair. Other mammals, and to a lesser degree birds, also appear to dream.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And in that they go through the same physiological processes as humans, like the REM brainwave patterns and eye movements and twitches, etc. For those who aren't aware, REM, R-E-M, is rapid eye movement sleep. It's the fourth or fifth stage of sleep, and that's when the dreams occur, typically. It is thought, however, that reptiles, fish, and insects with their simpler brain processes do not dream. So it's like,
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, essentially, the higher the intelligence and like cognition on a mammal, more likeliness to dream. So I would assume primates dream.
Yeah, I mean, because they have a more developed brain. I mean, reptiles and birds have proportionally smaller brains, and so like there's only so much that they can handle and do. Other mammals have emotions that can experience emotions on other things because their brains are more developed and stuff.
Okay.
During non-REM sleep, your eyes are closed and it's easy for you to wake up. That's like during the first 5 to 10 minutes. And after that, you're in a light sleep and your heart rate slows and your body temperature drops. And your body's kind of getting ready for deep sleep. And then stage 3 is deep sleep. It's harder to wake up during that stage. And if somebody woke you up, you'd feel really disoriented for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
That happened to me.
That's always when my wife wakes me up. I don't know how she times it, but she does.
That actually, that's horrible. So that's what happened to me. When I was living in Idaho before I moved back to Tallahassee, I was working at McDonald's and I'd have to wake up at 4:00 every morning in order to make it on time to work because I had to bike.
Okay.
I rode my bike to work. It's miserable. It was absolutely miserable. But so I'd ride my bike. There was this one morning, I didn't want to go into my bedroom, and I laid down, went to sleep, woke up. It was 4:00 in the morning, and I kid you not, I looked like a broken top, trying to get up and stand up and turn my alarm off when it went off at 4 in the morning. I was like,
the technical term is slizzard.
Oh, the technical term was I looked inebriated.
What time did you go to bed?
It was,
If you're getting up at 4, you should probably go to bed at like 8.
I got to bed at, I think, kind of late that night because I had a hard time falling asleep. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was really miserable.
That means you had a date.
No, not at all, no. REM sleep happens about roughly 90 minutes after you fall asleep. The first period of REM sleep typically lasts about 10 minutes. Each of your later REM stages gets longer, and the final one may last up to an hour.
Okay.
During that time, your heart rate and breathing quickens. That's when your eyes are moving, like frantically in all different kinds of directions, thus rapid eye movement. Babies can spend up to about 50% of their sleep in REM stage.
Oh, good grief.
Compared to only about 20% for adults, which I guess that makes some level of sense. Because
I must be above average.
I guess that actually kind of makes sense because babies are constantly growing.
Yeah.
They're constantly growing. Adults, on the other hand, not so much. Besides their nose, ears, and other miscellaneous hair.
No.
That's about it. So, but I think now might not be a bad time to go to commercial break. What do you think?
Here's a word from our sponsors.
Do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Do you suffer from insomnia? Are you having masochistic impulses that just aren't being fulfilled? Introducing Smack Asleep. Smack Asleep was developed by NASA partnered with Dick's Sporting Goods.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. I use Smack Asleep every night for the past 5 years. Or 10, I'm not really sure. But it works for me.
Hello, I'm Sir Michael Caine. Thanks to Smack Asleep, my sleep and my British accent have only improved.
Recent research from the University of Utah shows that less brain activity results in better sleep. When is it supposed to start working?
Just give it some time.
Smack Asleep can be prescribed by a doctor or over-the-counter, but over-the-counter variations might not be as effective. Also available in kid strength, Smack Asleep Kids.
Side effects include, but are not limited to, blunt force trauma, headaches, abrasions, amnesia, early onset Alzheimer's, loss of motor function, weakened libido, impaired judgment and decision-making, temporary or permanent memory loss, fractured skull, missing teeth, migraine, severe mood swings, change of personality, and hemorrhaging.
Ask your doctor if Smack Asleep is right for you.
Hello, I'm Liam Neeson. I have a very particular set of sleep aids. And if you're not sleeping, I will find you. And I will smack you asleep.
And we're back. And so we talked about REM sleep already, and now going into kind of more the meat, I think, of what everyone's dying to know. Dream interpretations.
Yes. For all you freshmen in college taking a psychology class and getting your Freud on.
Get schooled, son.
And then you think you know everything just because Freud said it's a penis. But we're here to enlighten you.
By the way, if you are studying psychology, I recommend you get out of it. I studied it for 2 years.
I recommend you evaluate yourself if you've chosen this.
You don't need a psychology major. You need someone who specializes in psychology. Most likely. I don't mean to sound disrespectful. It's just being honest.
Yeah, of course.
You're trying to figure out a very expensive and ineffective way of figuring out your own crap.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to figure out if your ex was really crazy or if you were legitimately an a-hole and that's why she left.
Well,
so,
yeah.
You're an a-hole.
I am an a-hole.
No, not you. Help us.
Here's what he thinks.
BT dubs.
But yeah, seriously, if you're studying psychology, I just recommend you get out of it because it's really depressing. Anyway, so there's this website called mentalfloss.com.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, 12 common dreams and what they supposedly mean.
Oh, okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the first one, falling. Sometimes called a red flag from your subconscious. It's believed this dream is common in people who are having a major life problem with work, relationships, or something else.
Not vague at all.
No. Teeth falling out. Oh, I hate that dream.
Oh, you've had this before? I've never had this. I know so many people that have had this.
My teeth more often they crumble or fall out. But
That's weird.
So there's that. But yeah, I've had falling dreams too. I've had teeth falling out. Experts greatly disagree on this one. Some people see teeth as a symbol of power and confidence. Some people say it's a sign that something happened in the dreamer's life that caused him to lose that confidence. Teeth are a bad and according to others, teeth are a bad omen and represent a broken relationship. Others have a Freudian answer to this dream. For women, it's believed the dream is an example of wish fulfillment. They want to become pregnant. For men, it's the desire for sexual stimulation. So definitely very many different variety of views on this one. There's not a lot of consensus on it.
No.
I think mostly for me, it's power and it's the.
I could see the confidence one.
Yeah, the confidence one, kind of a lack in confidence or a change in confidence, or actually to the desire for sexual stimulation. That's totally valid too.
No teeth?
Yeah, oddly enough, I don't know. Because you need intimacy and people interaction in order to live properly, in order to really survive and be okay and healthy as a human being. And you also need to eat as a human being, so it could just be some kind of estranged connection.
Oh, okay. A necessity.
It's a necessity. So
Okay.
Just like you need a penis to have sex, you need teeth to eat.
Oh, it's news to me.
Well, I mean, if you're a man, us.
Okay.
Or you could have a vagina. That's cool too. I wasn't talking about you, man.
Take me home, Jesus. Take me home. I'm crying. I love you.
I love you too, man.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
You catch me off guard with those. As you were.
All right.
I'm good. Nothing's funny.
Number 3, showing up to work or school naked. Finally, a consensus. Experts largely agree that this dream represents vulnerability and anxiety.
Okay.
Natural.
Could see that, yeah.
some guy named Wallace, his research reveals that this dream is common to people who have accepted a promotion, gone off to a new job, or are coming into public view.
Oh.
Now, interestingly enough, I've also had a dream where I was naked or near naked, but I wasn't embarrassed or ashamed.
I've never had the naked dream.
I've had more. Actually, I can remember having the naked dream where I wasn't embarrassed versus a naked dream where I was embarrassed.
Right.
And interestingly enough, being naked in a dream where you're not embarrassed just simply means that you are not ashamed of anything you've done. You basically are guilt-free.
You're transparent.
Yeah.
So my question is, does that exclude? I would think, and I'm not trying to be dirty at all, but would that exclude like sexual dreams? Because I mean, obviously you're naked in the you would think, but because everyone tells me, the thing you hear with the naked dream is like, oh, you're like in the middle of your high school reunion or something like that, and it's like, oh, you're naked, and it's like, oh, it's never been there, never had that dream, never had the tooth dream.
So I mean, I guess it's up for personal interpretation at that point.
Yeah,
could just be going on with those people's lives.
Good question.
Number 4, test taking.
Okay.
It's said that only perfectionists tend to have the recurring stressful test-taking dreams. I have not. My mom does, and she's quite the perfectionist.
Yeah, never had one.
This dream kind of reminds of a person to stay alert. In adults, these dreams draw parallels between school and a job. Very true for my mother. Well, I mean, I see this a lot in my mom. She has recurring dreams where she still needs to finish a class or take a test in order to graduate with her bachelor's.
Oh.
Those kinds of things.
I have a lot of dreams where I've auditioned for stuff.
Okay.
And it's it's on you. You gotta get this audition.
All right. Ooh.
Similar.
Number 5, dying. Now, this one seems kind of interesting to me. This kind of dream reveals the wish to terminate something in life, a relationship, a job, a career path, or even the past. That's interesting. This dream isn't necessarily a nightmare, but rather it's a kind of dream that's meant to encourage a person to embark on a new endeavor or a fresh start.
Nice.
Because that's interesting, because in some cultures, death is not necessarily a sad thing. Yes, it's sad, but it's not like a doom and gloom kind of thing. It's more of
I don't think it should be.
Hey, congratulations, you graduated from life, kind of deal, which is kind of the view I want. I want people to go to my funeral and call it a graduation. I don't want the people to call it a funeral. And I want to hire a stand-up comedian. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Learn about my life and make jokes about it.
You get Rodney Dangerfield, animatronic version to.
No, he's too jokey. I'd rather have Jim Gaffigan or Anthony Jeselnik. He's doing the weird voice again.
Why is the casket covered in bacon?
Hot Pocket.
Dead Benton.
Number 6, meeting a celebrity. I've never had this dream.
Ooh, this is almost weekly for me.
You've had this dream.
So
enlighten me. Yeah.
Okay, wait. The fact that you're a celebrity, or about a celebrity?
It just says meeting a celebrity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell this first and then you tell that?
Or you want me to give my interpretation?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, personally, me, I believe dreams can either be. I believe they can be a multitude of things. So I do believe it can be your subconscious, trying to tell you something.
Sure.
In your life, I believe it can be just random neurons firing.
I believe that too.
Oftentimes, when I'm sick and am under medication, or if I eat certain things before bed, I have very vivid, crazy, unexplainable dreams where there's no moral of the story.
Right.
And I also believe that dreams can be spiritual, where people from the other side are trying to prompt you or inform you of things that are going on that you can't see.
Yeah, I believe.
So those are the 3 categories of dreams for me.
I believe those as well, honestly.
Or just, suppressed desires, whatever. But for celebrities, for me, it's going to sound really dumb, but the celebrities that I dream about most, they're reoccurring for the most part, and they are people that I put on a high pedestal musically. So I dream a lot about One Direction. I dream a lot about Van Halen. I often dream that when I dream I'm members of said bands.
Okay.
I'm the new Zayn, or I'm the new, whatever. And for me, I think that just is my, my drive for my music manifesting just in a different way. Now, when it comes to dreaming about certain female celebrities, can't talk about that. That'll have to wait till the After Midnight broadcast if we go into that.
Adult Swim.
Just know, if dreams were reality, I would owe Tori Kelly lots of child support right now. So
So, celebrity dreams.
Moving on.
Meeting a celebrity.
Moving on.
The celebrity is, it's believed the actual celebrity is relevant and may reveal what talents the dreamer values. So I can get behind that. Other opinions state that celebrities are a symbol of a personal need for recognition, which I think everybody wants.
I can see that.
Well, everyone wants to fit in. Everyone wants to be loved and be loved. And so.
Anyone who says I don't like the spotlight on me is a liar, and it doesn't have to mean all the time. But everybody wants attention, so stop saying that.
I mean, I'm a ham. When I get in the zone and people are focused on me and I'm like I'm doing a show or so, like
you and me, bud?
Karaoke or whatever the case may be. When I'm at work and I'm doing a birthday saddle. Number 7, being chased. I hate these dreams.
Being chased or being chased?
Like being chased by something or people. I hate that word, chase. Sometimes, not all the time. Are we wearing the exact same socks?
No.
No, we're not. Okay, never mind.
We're similar.
All right. Sorry. Despite the nightmarish feel of this dream, it's considered that it's a positive sign. I don't know, man.
Oh, I have this dream a lot. Okay. I got you.
I don't like chasing dreams because it's scary. It's believed that this dream is supposed to encourage the dreamer to finally face a problem that has been hanging over their head.
Mm.
This dream typically occurs more often in women than men.
I see that.
Partner's cheating dream.
Ooh.
Never had it, thank goodness, but ooh.
Now what does this one say?
Most of these authorities agree that this dream should not be taken as a clairvoyance. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, you're just because you have the dream doesn't mean that's happening. The cheating dream happens when your mate is spending too much time and attention on something that does not involve you. A lack of trust in romantic relationship tends to spark this dream. So, like, yeah, I mean, that's normal. So, like, for instance, marital satisfaction goes down typically when kids are in the household.
Correct.
When you're raising children. But then it goes back up after the kids are out. That's a normal thing. Plus, I mean, during that time, I don't know, 30, 40 years-ish, people are at work, you're away, you're not able to spend as much time with the one you love, and so that's natural. I think that's understandable, and
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if your partner has like extra work responsibilities for a couple weeks straight or something, like.
Yeah. Sure.
Easy to understand.
Number 9, showing up late to something. This dream might be a sign that someone is overwhelmed and doing too much. That sounds pretty accurate. I think I've had this dream a couple times where I'm just like, I wake up late, and then I actually wake up, and then it turns out, oh wait, I'm back in reality, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Flying dreams. Ooh, this is cool. This is interesting.
Could be you're dreaming you're Soldier Boy.
I don't think that's on this list.
You
need to listen to something else. I don't care for.
Golly.
I don't care for Soldier Boy,
dude. I've never met somebody else who throws down the gauntlet so hard on musicians they don't like, because I do it too. Like when people mention people I can't stand, I'm just like,
I'm like the Ebenezer Scrooge of pop music, of like
pretty
pop
much.
culture.
Like same here. Everyone's like, oh, Luke Bryan. I'm like, I call it roast hand ready. It's just like out of the whole like this dude. Like,
So the flying dream. It suggested the dream encourages a person to let go of current issues and allow things to fall naturally into place. Similarly, flying is a sign that there is an out-of-control situation in real life. Except... Okay, so I guess when...
So you're trying to rise above it?
I guess.
Or escape it?
I don't know. That kind of eludes me, because normally flying dreams are really cool. But
they were super fun, aren't they?
Then again, that makes some kind of sense. Being grounded is like, being stable, that kind of thing, so... 11, being pregnant. Oh. Speaking to me on a very personal level. This dream is a sign that the dreamer is having problems. Fair.
Well, if you're a pregnant man, I would say that's a huge problem.
I think you have more problems than you realize if you're a man who becomes pregnant.
Do your brovaries hurt?
Hey, dude, my nipples hurt.
You gotta go to Le Mans class. My nipples hurt.
I want chocolate-covered watermelon. We're not fondunting that again. Others say it's a view as a need either to start a creative project or become a parent. Well, boy. Okay, sorry. Or the pregnancy dream may be a representation. Like a new idea has
I like that.
recently come to the person. Like a new idea that's recently come to the person. Which
It's
I
like
guess,
you're like, I want to try something.
Number 12, last and not least, driving an out of control vehicle. I've never had this dream.
Never had this one. No.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
Interpretations of this dream are just as cliche as expected, says the text. You may feel that you don't have enough control on your road to success. It may be a sign that the current bad habit may become a long-term problem. Oh. That's actually kind of not what I expected.
I didn't expect the second one.
Yeah, and the second part I did. I didn't expect the second part. And it doesn't look like they're actually terrified. It just looks like they're posing for a camera and screaming. They're showing pictures of all these things.
Oh, okay.
See, this woman actually looks pregnant. Dream interpretations was the meat. We're getting into the marrow with lucid dreaming.
Ah, yes. One of my most favoriteest things.
Let's see. So, a lucid dream is a dream during which the dreamer is aware of dreaming.
Yes.
During lucid dreaming, the dreamer may be able to exert some degree of control over the dream, characters, narrative, and environment. Now, there's a lot of really cool, interesting stuff that I found here on Wikipedia. Even I know it doesn't have a lot, I guess, of credibility, but it's really interesting stuff. I took a look at it earlier. It goes into the history of it as early as the freaking Greeks.
Oh wow.
It's a really, really long time. More developed in the 17th and 19th and 20th centuries. But as it goes on and on, there's, more scientific research and stuff like that. But, suggested applications for fixing it, like reoccurring, like a nightmare. My dad told me that he would get, people would shoot guns at him in his sleep, and then he would taught himself how to lucid dream, and then he'd stop the bullets in midair. I imagine it kind of like Neo.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I just didn't want to sound hokey.
Yeah. I guess hokey is an appropriate word. But yeah, it's like, it's like, you can stop the bullets. I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, treating people who suffer from nightmares could benefit from lucid dreaming pretty well, as the article suggests.
That's something I do a lot. We talked about that a little bit.
For sure.
The other day. But that is something... I don't know what it is, but I just have an incredible amount of agency and control in my dreams. So much so to where, I'll be having a dream that's not lucid and halfway through not like the storyline and re-edit it.
So...
I'll just be like, nope, cut. Let me take over from here, brain.
So, from Reddit...
Oh.
Yeah. I'm getting all the mean sources. Teaching yourself how to lucid dream. Dave Long actually knows how to do it, apparently. So what one person's on what one Reddit user contributor says, he says aloud, maybe even shout if absolutely certain that I'm dreaming. I will take control of this dream in 3, 2, 1, now. And he snaps his fingers at the same. He said, since figuring out this trick, it has never not worked for me. It's a Rain's ritual.
Okay.
Apparently, let's see.
Can I offer a tidbit of that?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Well, one thing that sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident, I notice a lot of my lucid dreams come when I am attempting to dream about something. And what I mean by that is you lay down in bed, and when you get to that precipice of you're very sleepy and you're falling asleep, but you're still conscious enough to acknowledge what's going on in the real world a little bit. Mm-hmm. When you get to that state, start actively thinking about what you want to dream about. Certain people, places, whatever you want to do, it will play into your dream. And for me, my mind subconsciously is like, okay, we're dreaming, but this is a thought you conjured up, so therefore you should have control of it. And so then at that point, it goes into something that I can manipulate. That's what I do. Sorry, I don't have better technical scientific terms to use, but I figure if I speak speak as the commoner that I am, it'll make more sense.
If I recall, I hope I remember this right. you can repeat certain mantras as well to help you lucid dream. Like, for instance, I will look at my hands or something like that. Say, I'm in control of my dream or something like that. And it's said that my dad told me, like, when he is able to look down at his hands, he knows he's in control. Then he becomes in control of the dream. You know, he's secured control of lucid dreaming. I haven't done. I think I may have lucid dream. I may have had lucid dreams like maybe once or twice. It's not a common occurrence for me. I'd like to.
We should come up with.
I'd like to.
We should come up with a dream that we want to dream, like a brief storyline, and attempt to do it. And the next time we record, share progress of.
That could be fun.
This is how our lucid dreaming went.
That could be really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. All right. Well, lessons learned, moral of the story. Read a book. But also as a two-parter to it, maybe your dreams really do have something to say about your, the quality of your life, and maybe you shouldn't completely discredit them.
Yeah, never discredit them.
Yeah.
My encouragement is, and something I want to start doing too, I've meant to because I had a fascinating dream about a month ago, is keep a journal. Dreams that mean something to you or ones that you just want to remember for purely anecdotal purposes. Just keep something by your bed so that when you wake up, you can, jot it down when you're, is it cognizant? Is that the word? Cognizant enough?
That's actually...
Sapient?
That's actually a good point. When you record your dreams, the more you do it, the more you dream. The more you remember your dreams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, cool. This has been really great. Again, this was Awkward Mammals. And I guess we'll talk next time.